Video tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to create quads in JavaScript and Khan Academy. So you could see here on my canvas, I already have a quad built for us. And what I did to help us out, I tried to plot a few ellipses here on our canvas so that you can match these up a little bit easier. So what I did here, I started off in my example, I start off with this red ellipse for my x1, y1. Then I went over here to the blue ellipse for my x2, y2, and then the green for x3, y3, and then that yellow for the x4, y4. So whenever you are creating this, you want to try to keep them in order. So what we do, we have the tag quad, QUAD, and then my x1, y1. As I said, I'm going from that red ellipse, which is 200 on the x, 100 on the y, to the blue ellipse, which is 300 on the x, 100 on the y, and then down to my green ellipse, which is 200 on the x, 300 on the y, and then finally wrapping it up with that yellow ellipse for my x4, y4, which we have 100 and 300. There you go. You get a nice, neat quadrilateral or quad as we know it here in JavaScript. Now, some other things that you might see here when creating a quad, or some mistakes that you might have. You might get a quad that looks like this. Looks kind of like an X or an hourglass. And what happened here, we crossed up our line. So we didn't follow that pattern of X1, Y1 for the red, X2, Y2 for the blue. And then instead of coming to green for X3, Y3, we went from blue down here to yellow. Okay, and that's why we got that crossed up looking quad. So again, red, blue, yellow, green. So that's what that one looks like. There are many other quads that you might see, or you might even be trying to create when building a quad. Another familiar one is something like like an arrow, let's say. So if you wanted to build something that looked like an arrow, so let's say if I took a quad and maybe I go from like yellow up here to blue, and then I could come to green, and then I could probably make a point right about here. So we'll try to make another quad here for you guys. So again, I'm going to start off with quad, and I'm going to go to that blue plot point, which is 300 on the x, 100 on the y. And then I'm going to come down here to that green, which is 200 on the x, 300 on the y. And then I'm going to need something right around that 200 point. So we're going to say maybe 200 on my x, and maybe 225 on the y. So I'm going to be plotting something right about there. And then I'm going to finish up with the yellow. 100 on the x, 300 on the y. And that should make a nice arrow there for us, as you can see. Obviously, you can maneuver these around a little bit, but something to note here, we have a four-sided shape again. So depending on what kind of quad or quadrilateral you would like to build is up to you. I find it easiest if I draw it out on a piece of graph paper and then plot the points in order to create my quad there. So hopefully this helps out. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, quad, you need those 8 numbers, and you're going to need those 4 plot points, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x4, y4. Alrighty, take care, guys.